Imagine a man who could punch faster than the eye could see, whose mind was sharper than his fists. Today, we dive into the mind of a legend, exploring how he mastered his art, challenged traditions, and left a permanent mark on modern martial arts. From the years 1975 to 1976, his thoughts and techniques reshaped the very definition of combat. But his influence wasn't just physical, it was deeply philosophical, pushing followers to think, move, and live differently. Stay with me as we unravel his principles, his mindset, and his timeless lessons. By the end, you'll see why Bruce Lee remains not only a martial artist, but a symbol of mastery itself. Early life and training foundations. Bruce Lee was born in 1940 in San Francisco, but he grew up in Hong Kong, where his early exposure to martial arts shaped his foundation. From a young age, he trained in Wing Chun, learning discipline, reflexes, and the subtleties of combat. His father, a famous opera actor, also instilled creativity and agility, which later reflected in his fighting style, but about understanding timing, rhythm, and precision. By his teenage years, he was already outperforming older fighters, combining agility with intelligence. These formative years created a unique mindset that valued constant learning over mere victory. His philosophy began forming here. Mastery comes from dedication, observation, and innovation. Even then, he questioned traditional approaches, wondering how martial arts could evolve. This questioning mindset would eventually define his approach to teaching. Bruce Lee's foundation was both physical and philosophical, setting the stage for his later influence on the world. Philosophy of mastery. Bruce Lee believed mastery was not achieved through imitation but through personal expression. He often said that one should absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely one's own. This philosophy encouraged martial artists to think independently rather than blindly follow tradition. Mastery, for Bruce, was a lifelong pursuit, blending mental, physical, and spiritual growth into one unified path. He stressed that true mastery required understanding the principles behind the techniques, not just rote repetition. His famous quote, "Be water, my friend," reflects this idea. Flexibility and adaptability define strength. By mastering oneself first, one can master any challenge, inside or outside the dojo. This approach broke the rigid molds of classical martial arts and inspired a more fluid, efficient, and creative fighting style. He taught that every practitioner has a unique rhythm, body, and mind that must be respected. Mastery, in Bruce Lee's eyes, was a dynamic process, constantly evolving with experience and insight. This philosophy became a cornerstone for modern martial arts training. Jeet Kune Do, the art of intercepting fist, a philosophy-driven combat system. Unlike traditional martial arts, Jeet Kune Do was not a fixed style, but a set of principles designed for efficiency, simplicity, and directness, encouraging fighters to respond spontaneously rather than follow strict patterns. Jeet Kune Do rejected rigid forms, instead blending techniques from various disciplines, including boxing, fencing, and Wing Chun. Bruce believed that limiting oneself to one style constrained growth. This system reflected his belief that philosophy and technique must coexist, creating harmony between mind and body. Through Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee demonstrated that martial arts could evolve without losing effectiveness. Today, fighters worldwide study his approach to gain speed, flexibility, and insight. Mental discipline and focus. Bruce Lee's physical prowess was legendary, but his mental discipline was equally impressive. He believed that the mind controls the body, and true martial arts mastery requires clarity of thought, focus, and emotional control. Meditation, visualization, and mental rehearsal were daily practices that sharpened his awareness. The trained mind reacts with precision and calm. His approach blended Eastern philosophy with practical psychology, creating techniques for both combat and personal growth. This mindset allowed him to stay composed under pressure, outperforming stronger or larger opponents. Mental discipline also inspired his students, showing that self-mastery is the foundation for external success. By cultivating focus, his principles influenced not just fighters, but leaders, thinkers, and performers. Bruce Lee's enduring legacy. He truly showed that strength begins in the mind. Physical training innovations. Bruce Lee revolutionized physical training for martial artists. He introduced weight training, cardio. Lee understood the importance of functional strength, emphasizing exercises that directly improve speed, power, and endurance. His training regimen included running, knowing that a strong body required consistent care. By blending science with martial tradition, he optimized performance without sacrificing skill. His routines were intense but purposeful, designed to enhance every aspect of combat readiness. This approach set new standards. Bruce Lee proved that martial arts training should evolve with knowledge and innovation, formed the complete system he championed. His workouts remain a model of efficiency, balance, and effectiveness, breaking cultural barriers. Bruce Lee's influence extended beyond martial arts. He challenged stereotypes in film and society. In the 1970s, Asian actors often faced typecasting, but Bruce Lee's charisma and skill shattered these barriers. He portrayed characters with strength, intelligence, and dignity, changing global perceptions of martial artists. His movies, such as Enter the Dragon, highlighted not only his fighting ability but also his philosophical depth, conveying universal lessons about discipline, respect, and personal growth. His visibility inspired countless practitioners worldwide, making martial arts accessible to new audiences. By crossing cultural boundaries, Bruce Lee transformed the global martial arts community. His impact encouraged inclusivity and innovation, emphasizing skill over nationality. Modern martial arts owes much to his courage in defying norms and stereotypes. Philosophical lessons in everyday life. Bruce Lee's philosophy wasn't limited to combat. It offered lessons for life. He taught the importance of self-expression, adaptability, and resilience, principles that applied to careers, relationships, and personal growth. His idea of being like water, flexible, persistent, and unyielding offers guidance for overcoming challenges. Lee emphasized learning from every experience, turning setbacks into opportunities for improvement. He encouraged people to live authentically, following their own path rather than imitating others. These lessons influenced countless individuals, including artists, athletes, and entrepreneurs. His writings combined Eastern philosophy, Taoism, and personal reflection, creating a practical guide to living with purpose. Bruce Lee's life exemplifies the integration of mind, body, and spirit, showing that mastery is holistic. Understanding these philosophical insights deepens our appreciation of his legacy. Influence on modern martial arts. Bruce Lee reshaped martial arts globally, influencing MMA, kickboxing, and self-defense systems. His focus on efficiency, adaptability, and cross-training inspired modern fighters to combine styles, rather than limit themselves. Techniques from Jeet Kune Do appear in MMA strategies, emphasizing timing, distance, and interception. Lee's emphasis on mental focus and physical conditioning set new training standards. Schools worldwide adopted his philosophy, teaching students to think critically and creatively. Philosophy and personal growth. Bruce Lee's approach bridged traditional techniques with modern science, creating a blueprint for contemporary training. Many fighters credit him as a foundational influence in their approach. Through his teachings, Bruce Lee became the father of modern mixed martial arts philosophy. Legacy in film and popular culture. Bruce Lee's films immortalized his philosophy and martial skills, reaching audiences far beyond dojos. Movies like The Big Boss and Way of the Dragon showcased not only dynamic combat but also his philosophical messages. His performances inspired an entire generation to explore martial arts and personal development. Beyond movies, Lee became a symbol of discipline, innovation, and courage, influencing music, literature, and sports. His iconic imagery, moves, and quotes remain part of global culture. Bruce's philosophy and charisma turned martial arts into a mainstream phenomenon. Filmmakers and actors continue to reference his style and philosophy today. His legacy proves that mastery can transcend mediums, reaching hearts and minds worldwide. By combining skill, intellect, and philosophy, Bruce Lee created a cultural phenomenon that lasts to this day. His influence in popular culture continues to inspire and challenge the next generation. Timeless lessons for today. Bruce Lee's teachings remain relevant decades later. His emphasis on self-expression, adaptability, and continuous learning resonates in martial arts, business, and personal development. His principles remind us that mastery is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Modern martial artists, athletes, and thinkers continue to apply his lessons in training, competition, and daily life. He taught that obstacles are opportunities, limitations are illusions, and true strength comes from understanding oneself fully. Bruce Lee's philosophy is not just history. It is a living guide to achieving mastery in any field.